Barrel roll call.
Hi there, naturalistas, and welcome to Ahead of My Hair.
Ahead of my head of my hair. Ahead of my hair. Ahead of my hair.
And in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey y'all, so today I wanted to do a barrel roll tutorial, and I'm going to just go through the motions of how that is done. And it's pretty simple, actually. I've done it without rubber bands and with rubber bands, and I tend to prefer with rubber bands just because it stays up a little bit longer and it's easier to maintain. And it doesn't take as long versus if you do it without the rubber bands. I find that it comes down a lot easier, and also it just is more difficult and more work for no reason. I don't wear the barrel rolls down. They usually are up in some kind of updo, so it's no need for me to try to hide the rubber band. I'm just going to take a section of the hair. It depends on how big you want it for your sections. I'm going to take this much, and you choose a piece of hair from that section. I'm going to not get the two-strand twists because they're too short to work with, really. So they're just going to be hidden in there. And you're going to get those pieces. I actually have 3. You can do 1, or you can do 2, or you can do like 5. It depends on like how neat you want them, how big you want them, etc. But I'm just going to get these 3 pieces and wrap them around. You start at the very base of your hair, and you just start wrapping it around. Try to keep those pieces flat because that will enhance the aesthetic integrity of the roll. And I'm just continuing to wrap that hair around this middle piece, this middle bunch. So then once I get to like the bottom of that bunch that I'm wrapping around, I will choose another section. I don't want it to get too short because then it will be harder to work with for the later steps. So I'm just going to let it get about this long, and I'm going to reintegrate it into my bunch like that and choose 2 other pieces that are still long and start wrapping them around while I'm keeping those other 3 that I used before into the root of the middle bunch so that they can, stay wrapped in there and not come apart on the top. So I'm wrapping all the way to the bottom. Again, I get to where it's short, so I'm going to reintegrate it into my bunch and choose 2 other pieces. I'll take 2 of those pieces, and I'm still just continuing to wrap them around. And I'm getting towards the bottom now where there's not a lot of hair, so I'm going to take this one long piece that I left, and I'm going to actually just fold it just like that so that it can make that center part a little bit thicker, since I don't have a lot of hair down there now that it's gotten to the short pieces. So now that I've folded it in half like 2 times, I'm going to continue to wrap those other 2 pieces around that bottom and that middle base. So now that I've reached the bottom, this is where I will continue to just wrap all the loose hairs I have. And I have this little loop here. If I was doing the no rubber band method, I would try to get the pieces all to match up at the bottom so that I could stick it through the loop and secure it that way. But again, like I said, it takes too long to do that, and it takes too much pre-planning. So I'm just going to fold it up like that so that I have that blunted in. Take my elastic rubber band, which I just use these little black elastic bands, and just secure the bottom just like that. So there I have my first barrel roll. And I'm actually trying these barrel rolls for the first time myself this year. And I didn't realize how simple they were actually, and how many uses that I can get out of them. So I actually love barrel rolls, and I've been using them a lot lately. So I'm again sectioning it off into the piece that I want, to the length, and or not the length, but the width that I want. And I have my section of hair. I'm going to choose 3 strands again and start at the base, wrapping that hair all the way around. And you just continue to go down that center trunk of hair, covering all the pieces. And again, once you get to a decent length here with the remaining pieces, you're just going to reintegrate them into your trunk like that and choose 2 other pieces and start to wrap those around. So I think you pretty much got the idea now. Like I said, it's pretty simple. It's just a matter of getting it all in there and taking the time that it needs to finish it up, which usually doesn't take that long, and they stay up quite a while, so it's one of those nice go-to hairdos when you don't feel like doing your hair for like a week or so. Again, wrapping it all the way down. And once I get towards the bottom where I don't have a lot of hair left, I'm going to take those remaining pieces and just fold them up so that they won't be as long, since I'm running out of hair to wrap around. And continue to wrap the remaining long pieces that I do have around that base, or that center part. And again, the bottom part for me does not have to be neat at all, just because I usually put them up into some kind of updo, so it's not necessary to make them neat, since you won't be seeing them anyway, because they'll be stuffed into whatever conglomeration I figure out on the top of my head. And again, I just take that elastic band and I secure the bottom so that it can stay together. And there you have your barrel roll. Have some space in there. You want to make sure that you wrap it a little bit tighter and closer, just for like showing purposes. I didn't pay attention to all of that, but you see that you have a basic barrel roll. And I'm just going to finish the rest all over my head and show you the end result. Okay, so I am done with all of my barrel rolls. My whole head is barrel rolls now, and I just made 6 of them so that it could be quick. And what I'll do, now that you have your barrel rolls completed, you have so many options as far as style. They're so malleable and easy to construct different types of things with. And I've never actually worn them down. I probably won't, just because I don't really prefer the aesthetic. But I love to put them up in different types of styles. And I just left this bang out here because, I don't know, I like a bang. It doesn't really matter. You can put all of them into the barrel roll or not. But once you have your barrel rolls, you can just start to play with construction, figuring out what you want, just like wrapping stuff around and tucking stuff in. And I usually don't use any rubber bands or bobby pins for this step because it's usually not necessary. Your hair does the work for you, basically. And right now I'm just doing something simple, just a simple barrel roll bun, which consists of just, and I have pieces sticking out here. Once you do yours, it'll be a lot more neat. But even if you do have pieces sticking out, you can just wrap them back around and tuck them into the rolls. It's like really simple. But yeah, I just like pulled hair around and tucked it in, and you see how quick that was. Like, so simple. And then I'll just wrap my bang around there so that I have a completed look. And just that quick, I have a whole just that quick, I have a whole little hairdo here. That is my barrel roll tutorial, and I will actually show you what I do after I take them down too. Well, thanks so much for watching Ahead of My Hair this week. Don't forget to subscribe, and tune in next Thursday for Ahead of My Hair. See y'all.
People always ask me how long it takes to do my hair. I don't know. I'm never there. Dolly Parton.